YouTube, what's up? In all the years and time I have put into Diablo 2, I have never found an SOJ myself. I feel like I am not looking in the right areas and RNG has not been kind to me. I only play online and mostly solo, so that could contribute to why. So I wanted to put together this high MF build, specifically target farming the SOJ and farming Nightmare Andy. I'll go over the build and the gear I'm using and how I'm able to reach 1000 MF. I'll show some of the drop highlights and see if I was able to find an SOJ. I will finish with the Hell Andy run as well as a Chaos Sanctuary run, just to show the build is still viable in Hell. Timestamps and links will be in the description below. This is my recently level 99 Sorceress. I've respec'd into a build specific for Andy. So I'll go over the gear that I'm using and how I've reached 1000 Magic Find. So I'm using a Aki with an IST in it for 80 Magic Find. Using a Shaco with an IST for 75 Magic Find. Using the 3-piece towels set. So 3-piece towels get you an added 65 Magic Find. The towels armor alone gives you 113 Magic Find socketed with an IST. And the belt gets you 15 Magic Find on its own. Using a Spirit to keep my faster cast rate up. Using War Travelers with 50 MF. One Stone and Jordan that I'm using. And then one 30 MF Nagel Ring. And still using Mage Fist for the faster cast rate to make sure that I still hit 105 breakpoint. And then for skill charms, I have a few lightning skillers with life, a 40 MF Geeds. I have some life and resist charms over here, and then a bunch of 7 MF charms across here. So a lot of 7 MF charms to round it out. My mercenary. So here's where we get to 1000 Magic Find. See if we can follow here. So my mercenary is using a Shaco with a Topaz in it for 74 Magic Find. Using Infinity in a Man Catcher, which has 30 MF. And Skulders socketed with a Topaz in it for extra 24 MF. And then based on his character level, he has 123 MF. So his total Magic Find is 250 Magic Find. So if you don't know, when your mercenary kills a monster, it's his Magic Find plus your Magic Find. So my strategy is going to be having him kill Andy, so I get the 250 added bonus. So in addition to that, so my Magic Find currently is 555 plus his 250. But on swap here, on swap, I have a 6 ISTed Crystal Sword for 180 Magic Find and a 4 ISTed Monarch Shield for 100 Magic Find. So I will swap to this on the boss kill, plus my mercenary is going to kill, which gets me over 1000 Magic Find. So that is giving me 755 plus his 250. So that gets me to 1005 Magic Find. A lot of people will say this is overkill, which it probably is, but why not? So this is Nightmare. Again, Nightmare is not hard. So this is the type of run that I'll be doing. I'm target farming the SOJ. We'll see if we can find it. Andy has the best chance to drop the SOJ because she can only drop, if she drops a unique ring, it's one of 3 rings it could possibly be. Mandel, Nagel, and the SOJ. Drop odds for 1000 Magic Find. Nightmare Andy is just about 1 in 1000. So this is what I do. So now I'm on the 4th level. I swap to my other weapon, hop over the wall, do some statics. So statics is not going to kill Andy. Also, 1 frozen orb probably won't kill her. And then my mercenary was there to finish the blow. Even if I accidentally kill Andy, I'm at, let's see, 755 magic fine. So it's still not crazy, but yeah. And then the mercenary is a prayer merc, so that helps to keep my life up even if I get poisoned by Andy. And yeah, so I'll be committing to a bunch of these runs to see if I can find an SOJ. I forgot to go over the stats and some of the reasons behind these decisions. So the reason for this gear is I wanted to maintain some damage and cast rate. So it's 105 cast rate, so I can teleport around pretty quick, and it's still doing enough damage. It's not like I've nerfed the whole thing so that I can't do anything. You can also see that I'm not using CTA to pre-buff. My life is still pretty good. Mana pool is still pretty good. So for the skill tree, this is my Chain Lightning Frozen Orb build. So I have 1 point into all these synergies, 1 point into Cold Mastery, 19 points into Frozen Orb, max out Charge Bolt, max out Lightning, max out Chain Lightning, and Lightning Mastery. 1 point into Teleport, 1 point into Telekinesis, and 1 point into Static. And then 1 point into Warmth. So that's the skill tree that I have for this build, which does a lot of lightning damage and frozen orb damage. But again, we're on Nightmare, so you don't really need too much damage. And then for the character build is just enough strength to wear the Monarch, and then everything else into Vitality. It takes about 1 to 2 minutes to do one of these runs, depending on. So I'm doing this online solo, and it just takes some time to just find the area. So that one was pretty easy to find the first level, but sometimes it takes a while just to teleport to find. I'll edit the video for all the highlights, and I'm not picking up everything. I'm probably only picking up unique rings at this point, because other drops from Andy are not going to be great. So I need my Merc. Come on, Merc. There. So the Merc got the kill, so then it would have been 1,000 magic fine. So yeah, we'll just do this, rinse and repeat. All right, so we just finished about 100 Nightmare Andy runs. No SOJ, only a few unique rings. I think they were all mandal. The first one I dropped was a 30 Nagel, which was decent, but other than that, nothing. So we're just going to throw in a Hell Andy run just to kind of show the power of the build still, even with 1,000 magic find. I'm actually going to bring my CTA for a pre-buff. Just for a little added life, but so now this is Hell Andy's. Still probably about the same. I think it'll take longer for my Merc to get the kill, so we'll see. So I'll still do static. Had to keep his aid or my Merc alive a little bit. But still able to do some damage in here. Buff up again. This time we'll go through the most of it with just the Aki setup until we hit Diablo. So you can see that the, I mean, I have 2,600 life, which is decent. My resists are not great. But the build still does damage, and this is P1. Again, it's obviously not the greatest speed. But if you're trying to like max magic find. So right now this setup is like 550, I think. 550 magic find. Again, fire res is not great. Merc still uses Infinity, so he's still helping. Frozen Orb does well against the light immunes. Just kind of have to be careful with a few things. I mean, this build is pretty safe. You don't get hit too much. We'll see if the Merc can survive. I think just as long as I don't have a bad telly, he should be okay. So yeah, let's just confirm. So 555 magic fine. And decent res, not bad. Got a rebuff. Nice. Merc survived that pretty well. Pick up this rejuve. Now for... I'll just distract him by running around. There we go. So the Merc was able to get the final blow on the kill, so that is, again, still 755 for me, and then the 250 for him. So that is effectively 1,000 magic find for the Diablo kill. Again, so this is hell. Again, it's viable, but it's not the greatest. If you wanted to make runs with 1,000 magic find, you can do that. That's fine. But I wouldn't do it because it's slower. I'd rather less magic find and more clear speed. So yeah, that's it. That's a wrap on this 1,000 magic find setup. I'm going to switch to a different setup and do some Ubers next. So yeah, that's it. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to do so below. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Ubers.